Hey, what's up, guys? Just getting back on Campionato TV over here. Um, it's the day after the Champions League game with Bayern Munich and Inter Milan, and I'm happy. Obviously for obvious reasons, Inter progressed. I'm not an Inter fan, but I am a fanatic of Italian football and Serie A and the Italian calcio. So to me, maybe some of you don't understand, but to me, seeing that Italian team is progressing in Europe and offering more opportunities for Italian teams and helping offer, more opportunities for Italian teams, that to me, that's everything. I mean, we still have a shot at getting number five, five Champions League teams, and that, is great for Italian football. So that's the way I look at it. And, you know, we haven't won a Champions League since 2010, and Italy, I mean, and we've had teams go there, several times, but they lost. Um, so yeah, great that they won. Um, you know, Today is Thursday the 17th, and Fiorentina just progressed in the Conference League as well, which is great. And as I speak, Lazio is playing Bodo Glimt, the Norwegian team, and hopefully they could overturn that and get to the semifinal as well. Regarding the game yesterday, I don't know why I do this to myself, but I read comments on the internet after, and maybe it's people that are new to the sport or they're just ignorant, or they just want to put down Italian football because it's had so much success and it's one of the most one of, if not the greatest footballing nations ever in history. Maybe they're just trying to put them down, but you see comments online similar to, oh, Bayern Munich was missing a couple missing players, and they still should have beat Inter, or Inter just parked the bus, and yada yada yada, nonsense like this. And to me, when you say stuff like that, you're making yourself seem ignorant. It was clear, listen, Inter is playing on three fronts. They're playing on the Coppa Italia, the Serie A Championship, and the Champions League. And they'll have to play in the FIFA Club World Cup this summer as well, which we're going to. But anyways, they're playing on three fronts. And, Inzaghi, he is a tactical, very tactical, astute, and a great manager. And that's the kind of managers that Italians develop. And there are. He went into that game, in my opinion, and he wanted to sit back, very compact, and, you call it dangerous, but he wanted to sit back, compact, and try to hit on the counterattack. That's what he was trying to do. He was not going to get in this back and forth, hit the gas 100 miles per hour with Bayern Munich, because that would leave his team susceptible. And then further, his players are probably tired. They need a rest. They have to play, Serie A on the weekend too. So, say what you want, but the bottom line is that they got through. And even when Kane scored, which I follow this other Italian podcast, I think it's called Italian Football Podcast, and one of the individuals that talks on there, he said that DeMarco may start, and obviously I want DeMarco to play, but he was concerned with DeMarco and his defensive capabilities, and he was right. He was right, because DeMarco did not close down Kane, and Kane scored the goal. But having said that, after they scored, I was concerned. But Barella, you saw him on TV. You may or may have not. He said, "Oh, don't worry, it's okay. It's okay." And then 3 minutes later, they were up 2-1. So to me, that tells me one thing: that Inter, they went into this game and they wanted to be conservative, not kill themselves, and manage the game to get the result and keep themselves fresh for the Serie A and the other competitions they go in. And if they needed to score goals, they would. And that's what they did. And they got the result. So this comments that people say about, Inter park the bus or this and that, they suck or whatever. It's just pure nonsense and ignorance. Learn the game. Learn the game. It's not realistic to play 1,000 miles per hour, all out attack. It's not smart either. It's stupid. It's actually stupid, you know? So congratulations to Inter. They now got to play Barcelona. I predicted this would happen. On the other side, I said it was going to be PSG and Real Madrid. But it's PSG and Arsenal. And I'm feeling confident about Inter. I really hope they could get this job done for themselves and for Italian football, and to continue to the I don't want to say the revival, but continue, back, to Champions League winning ways and European Cup winning ways, because we've won the Conference League in the past couple of years. We won the UEFA Cup, Europa League last year, and now we need the Champions League. That's what we need. We need the Champions League. I don't think it's going to be easily against Barcelona, but I was listening to some other podcasts. I really don't like to listen to the American podcasts because many times there's people that are on these shows, in my opinion, they're ignorant. They're not educated on Italian football, and they're usually, Premier League biased. But I just listen because I get, it gives me a good laugh. And but surprisingly, I listened to one of these shows last night. I'm not going to mention them. And a couple of the commentators, there was 4 commentators, and 2 of them said that they were confident Inter was going to beat Barcelona. One of them gave all this praise to Inter, that their defense is very rock solid, and they're gonna make sure that they are rock solid, and those younger guys over there without experience, they're gonna see it. They're gonna be very tough for Barcelona. But that one person, he said that he still thought Barcelona was gonna win. But anyways, I was shocked at this organization of the pundits they had. 3/4 of them, they actually said that Inter is going to win, or they said they have a very good shot of winning. So usually it's the other way around. These guys are crapping all over Italian football, and they're all like hunky dory for the Premier League and this and that, and it's just comical to me. It's just comical. I don't get how. I do get it. I actually do get how, because these people, they're force-fed Premier League and in this country, and they don't know any better. And then they make these ignorant comments without being educated on it, and that's what you got. And I was listening to another, show on YouTube, and it's just comical to me that this show, they had this, I think she's born in England, but she's of Italian descent. So she follows Italian football. I guess this woman, she knows a lot about Italian football. So anyways, the pundits on this show were talking to her. She was remote in Europe somewhere. And they were asking her questions, about Italian football. It was just so unbelievable. Like, one of them was like, do you think Italian football is falling behind, because, of the financial, discrepancy between, the Premier League and La Liga and this and that. Well, that to me, that's an uneducated comment to make, or a question to have, because if you're truly following these leagues, that number one, Serie A has won the Europa League last year against Bayern Leverkusen, who was undefeated. Number two, you'll know that the Conference League was also won by Roma a couple years back. Number three, you will know that the marketing strategy for Serie A has been now for the past couple years to be more global and reaching out to these new fans around the world, especially in the United States. And number four, most of the Italian teams have plans or are in the planning process of building new stadiums. So it's only a matter of time before the revenue gap shrinks. And so for this individual to ask this kind of question, it's kind of like comical. Like, that tells me you're not following anything related to Italian football. And like I said, go back to what I said. I usually watch this stuff when I have time because it's just comical to hear some of this stuff. If I want to hear a serious discussion about football, I put it on to the Italian, the Italian telegiornale, and I listen to what they got to say in Sky. Usually they got Fabio Capello there. Cambiaso used to play for Inter. They got guys that, they actually have, like world-class experience and tactical world-class experience. But again, I try not to let these people, get under my skin, but it's just comical. They just are, for the most part, they're very, Premier League biased and they don't really know much about Italian football, and it shows. And they're like shocked that, Inter's in the Champions League semifinal. How can they do it with the quarter of the payroll? Because they're smart. That's how. They got smart coaching. They got smart sporting directors. They are tactical, astute, people, and they know football. They're not just throwing around money. They're working with what they got. And let me remind you, when the teams start to get more money because of whatever TV viewing or winning these cups, and they get new stadiums and they got better revenue, you're gonna be the ones in trouble, because if you guys can't win with these massive budgets, then I'm sorry, it's not gonna be better when Serie A teams are having more money and more revenue. So. What else? So I'm going to stick with my prediction. I said Inter's going to go to the final and play Real Madrid. It ain't going to be Real Madrid now. I'm smart enough to know that the ball's round and anything can happen. I realize Inter could lose and anybody could win this, but I'm going to stick with Inter going to the final. And, I am very confident that they could win this thing. And that would be awesome, especially because they're going to be playing the FIFA Club World Cup this year, and we're going to see them and be a part of that in California and Seattle. And I would love to see them after they won the European Championship and bring that to you guys too. Another thing that, I hear from, some, non Italian, podcasts or, news or, footballing news is, I don't understand how some of those people, they've made comments about the Inter team, and they don't understand how they're this far, and they don't have good players. They don't have no world-class player. Yeah, that was another thing. They said the show that I watched yesterday that they don't have no like top players or this or that. I don't understand what football you people are watching. Summers, he's the starting goalkeeper for Switzerland. He's a good goalkeeper. I think he was like ranked like number high in the best goalkeepers of the year. The back line for Inter, Pavard, Acerbi, and Bastoni. Bastoni is regarded as one of the best center backs in the world. Acerbi, yes, he's old, but the guy is still phenomenal. And Pavard, he plays for the French national team. On the wings, you have Dumfries. He's a Dutch international. And Darmian has been filling in for him because he's been injured. That's another thing. All these Bayern Munich guys, they're saying, oh, we were injured. We were injured. You guys had easy. Dumfries didn't play for Inter. And DeMarco, he played 60 minutes for Inter over 2 games. So what's the problem? So you got Dumfries and DeMarco, who are both international starters for their nations. And then in the middle, you got Çalhanoğlu, Turkish international. Barella, he's an Italian international. I think his market value is about 100 million euros now. And you got Mkhitaryan. I believe he's Albanian, but yes, he's a little older, but he's that's what you need with a team. You need talent, and you need older, experienced people that complement the group, like Acerbi and Mkhitaryan, and they do their job and they do it good. And then up front, they got Lautaro and Thuram, and on the bench they have Fratesi, he's another Italian international. They have Arnautovic. They got Taremi. They have many players on the team. They're very good players. They start for their national teams. Again, the comments that Inter has nobody or they can't run or who are these guys, they're no good. That's uneducated, ignorant comments. So, anyways, I just wanted to come on over here. I'm in the background over here. I'm watching the Lazio versus Bodo Glimt. And like I said, Fiorentina, they progressed to the semis. We need Lazio to do the same. It's going to be tough, but they're playing at home, and they only need 1 goal, and they'll get going. Let's hope. And, Forza Inter, Forza Fiorentina, and Forza Italia. And don't forget to subscribe, share my video. Let me know what you think. If I'm on par, if I'm crazy, Some people, they write comments, you know nothing about football, whatever you guys want to think, all right? I have a lot of years experience in football. I've been involved with this for a long time. Watching it, coaching it, referee, playing it. I got a lot of experience. I've seen a lot of tacticians, master tacticians. I think I know what I'm talking about. And hopefully you guys enjoy the content. So make sure you subscribe and like and leave a comment. You want to talk football with me, DM me, and have a good rest of the day. See ya.